So listen up, because this video about Beyonce is blowing up right now, and it's got people talking heavy. A woman has stepped forward with claims about her father, Terry Cooley. Now, if that name doesn't ring a bell, let me break it down real quick. Terry Cooley wasn't just some random crew member. He was Beyonce's stage manager for over 20 years.
So here it goes. My dad worked for Beyonce again for a really long time. And throughout those years, he was the stage production manager. And for those of you who don't know what that position entails, it's everything.
That's not a one-tour cameo. That's not a quick gig here and there. This man was locked in from the Destiny's Child days, back when the empire was still being built brick by brick. We're talking about somebody who helped shape the live shows, the production, the whole machine that fans see today. According to his daughter, Terry got seriously injured while working on tour with Mariah Carey. After that injury, she says when he returned to work with Beyonce, he couldn't perform at the same level he did before.
Well, tours, concerts, ever, and my dad was at the heart of them. This video, it will exemplify that. My dad worked, 22-hour days when he was on tour, and he'd be on tour for months at a time, traveling the world. So you go from airplane to tour bus to working 24-hour days, setting up, starting, closing down a show, sleeping for 3 hours, and then doing it in another city the next day. So my dad worked his ass off my entire life. And as a result, he ended up having some very extensive and severe physical trauma.
And because of that, he was reportedly let go. That's where the tension really starts. And let's be clear, Terry wasn't just staff. He was trusted. He was respected. He was deep in the operation. His daughter even posted a video titled The Ms. Carter Show, Go for Terry, which says a lot about how important he was to the show and to Beyonce herself. That title alone carries weight. Now, before I get into my thoughts on all this, I'm going to play what his daughter posted because you need to hear her side first.
And so, this was a big deal. This was the first time my dad had gone back out into the field since his injury. He was excited. He missed his work. He needed the money, right? So he goes out to Dubai. He got fired because of his physical state. The team that was working for Beyonce at the time, and mind you, again, my dad has been not only on Beyonce's team, but one of the head people in Beyonce's team for 20 plus years since he was working with since she was in Destiny's Child.
Now let's break this down, because there are really two sides to this story, in my opinion. There's the legal side, and then there's the ethical side. And those two don't always move the same way. Terry Cooley was an independent contractor. That means he was on a 1099, not a regular payroll employee. So technically, he was self-employed. And when you're working as a contractor, you don't get the same safety net that traditional employees get. No company health insurance, no workers' compensation, no disability benefits, none of that protection. You're basically responsible for yourself, and that's the risk that comes with that type of setup. So from a strictly legal point of view, Beyonce didn't break any rules. If someone is a contractor and their performance doesn't meet expectations, the contract can be ended. That's how that business structure works. It's not personal on paper, it's business. Now, whether that feels right is a whole different conversation. But legally speaking, she was within her rights to make that decision if she felt his performance had changed after the injury. Now, here's where the ethical side kicks in, and this is where people start feeling a way about it, because yeah, legally everything might check out. But ethically, that hits different. We're talking about a man who gave over 20 years of his life to that stage.
After 20-something years of service, after he gave his health and his body to helping her succeed.
2 decades, long nights, high-pressure tours, traveling city to city, helping build one of the biggest brands in music history. That's not just clocking in and clocking out. That's loyalty, that's dedication, that's being part of the foundation. So when someone like that gets injured while working in the industry and then comes back not at 100%, people naturally ask, was there any grace? Was there any support? Was there any effort to find him another role that matched his new physical limits? Because loyalty is a two-way street, and this isn't about attacking anyone, it's about the bigger picture. When someone helps build an empire, fans expect some level of care in return. Not just contracts and paperwork, but humanity. At the same time, this is a high-stakes business. Tours are expensive, expectations are sky high. If someone can't perform at the level required, tough decisions get made. That's the cold reality of the entertainment world. So now the real debate isn't about what was legal, it's about what felt right. And that's why this conversation is getting so loud. Now let's talk about why this is hitting people so hard online. It's not just about one job ending, it's about the image. Beyonce has always been seen as polished, strategic, and loyal to her team. So when a story like this pops up, it shakes that narrative a little. Fans are split right down the middle. Some are saying, business is business. They believe when you're running a global operation at that level, emotions can't run the show. Performance matters, timing matters, the machine has to keep moving. But others are looking at it differently. They're saying, wait a minute, this wasn't just any contractor. This was someone who had history, someone who was there before the stadium tours, before the billion-dollar brand became what it is today. And when history gets cut off after an injury, it feels personal to people watching from the outside.
They decided that he just wasn't keeping up enough because he couldn't walk fast enough and he couldn't move quickly enough, even though, there are plenty of positions that they could have given him where he could sit behind a desk and help design the stage, or, have fewer, maybe not be expected to work 24 hours straight, right? But rather than make accommodations, they made the determination to let him go.
Then you've got the daughter stepping up publicly. That adds another layer. When family speaks out, it shifts the tone. It stops being just industry talk and starts feeling real, emotional, raw. At the same time, we also have to remember we're hearing one side of the story. There could be details behind the scenes that the public doesn't know about. Contracts, conversations, private support that never made headlines. And that right there is why the situation isn't simple. It's layered, and people are reading between every single line. Now, this whole situation also shines a light on something bigger: how the entertainment industry treats longtime crew members when things change. Because let's be honest, the spotlight is always on the superstar. The dancers, the stage managers, the crew, they move in the background. But they are the backbone of these massive shows. When someone gets injured in this business, especially after years of service, it raises real questions about protection and loyalty.
My dad has given his all to his career, and the fact that it was cut short is really painful to him. And so that, plus the fact that financially it has crippled him, has put him in a terrible place that I never want to see someone that I love, let alone.
Should there be better systems in place for contractors who dedicate decades to one camp? Should there be long-term safeguards when someone gives their prime years to building a brand? Those are real conversations people are starting to have. And it's not just about Beyonce. This could apply to any major artist running a global tour machine. The industry runs fast, it's demanding, it's high pressure. If you can't keep up, you can get left behind. That's the harsh truth. But at the same time, fans don't just invest in talent. They invest in stories of loyalty and teamwork. So when a key player exits under tough circumstances, it hits different. That's why this isn't fading away quickly. It's bigger than one contract. It's about power, loyalty, and how business decisions feel when real people are involved. But let's land this on the ethical side one more time, because this is the part that really sticks with people. This man gave over 20 years of his life to Beyonce's career. That's not small. That's decades of loyalty, long nights, high pressure, and serious commitment. He played a role in building the machine that dominates today. So the real question is this: when someone invests that much time, energy, and heart into your success, is there a moral responsibility to step in when they're no longer able to perform the same way? Even if the contract says one thing, does loyalty call for something more? That's what people are debating heavy right now. I want to know what you think about this situation. Was it strictly business, or should there have been more support behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video so we can keep this conversation going.